Nigerian Senate are already giving us some quotes. Quote. Proverbs. Say not proverb, I mean a quote. Quote, wisdom quote. Some people will say lamba. You quote now. And this quote that they are giving us is hinged on illiteracy and poverty. Make an knock on that one now. They say illiteracy anywhere hinders prosperity everywhere. Would they go somewhere? Then secondly, the bandits of today were the beggars of yesterday. Now this second one I drop now, it's supposed to give you direction where the Senate they go. Everything where they happen now will concern insecurity. You understand? All these bandits, unknown gunmen, ungunned men, kidnapping, and the rest of them. They are trying to factor it around illiteracy. Illiteracy that has brought about poverty. We make people now they enter crime inside this country. They cannot talk too much. Again, senator I won't give you now first time senator, but this guy he don't bust my head from time immemorial since we entered that senate. First time senator, but he came out past even people don't there like 20-30 years. Oh, now they hear me. Who am I talking about? Adams Oshomole now, the mounted man. Let us listen to Adams Oshomole as he take the drop this quote and wait to make him they drop this quote now way like these two I drop for one from the you understand? These two I don't drop for one. Wait to make him drop all those quotes. Make we listen to Adams Oshomole. Watch.
Things that have been made, and I really don't think we need any tutorial to remind us that he or she who didn't have the opportunity or who was denied, more appropriately, the opportunity to go to school is destined to be poor forever. An illiterate young man or woman is bound to give birth to another illiterate child, which will lead to a dynasty of the poor, constituting a risk to the rich. As far back as 1919, the world was unanimous that poverty anywhere is a threat to prosperity everywhere. Today in Nigeria we can see, and we are witnesses, that inequality and abject poverty anywhere in Nigeria has constituted a huge security risk to everyone in Nigeria. What I want to propose we do differently is that this country is clear that every Nigerian child needs to go to school, which is what inform the universal basic education, under which the federal government subsidize state government to the tune of 50%. Your Excellency, Mr. President, as governor of Akwa Ibom State, I am sure you spend a lot of Akwa Ibom resources to attract federal matching grant to ensure that the children in Akwa Ibom went not only to primary school, to secondary school, but to complete their basic education and even up to secondary school full level. Together, sir, we had the opportunity to be in council where some governors lament that they don't have the money even to attract the 50% subsidy that the federal government provide under the universal basic education law. What I suggest we do is that when we lament generally, we love the good, the bad, and the ugly together. That way, no one is ashamed. I suggest, sir, that we urge the appropriate agency or department to publish, as I know they used to do, but this time to make it in newspapers, state by state, including FCT, the percentage of out-of-school children, so we can see the governors and the states that are more guilty of this huge negligence and thereby risking all of us, and those states that have taken appropriate steps to deal with the issue of out of the children. It is not an act of God. It is misplacement of priorities by appropriate agencies. And there is nothing we can do with mere words. When we publish, for example, that Akwa Ibom out of school children is about 5, 6, 7%, and we publish that another state within the same sub-region is about 15%. Or you publish, in the case of Edo, by the time I left government, it was about 7%. My envy was that of Ondo State or Ekiti, that was about 5%. At that same time, I know of states that had as much as 50% out of school population. And my argument then, which is the argument I will make now, it cannot be the truth that every governor can afford to buy the same bulletproof car. We can afford the same state-of-the-art government house, but we cannot afford to pay 50% subsidy to ensure that the child of the poor go to school. The bandits of today were the beggars of yesterday. Alaibaka kababu. Ayazu alayabasu bakubamuba.
You hear him? Adams is just saying something very simple. He said, look, we must educate our people. Because these people that we are not educating, they are becoming a danger to the rich. Because he believes that if you are not educated, you are on the highway to poverty. So, him now, the reason say, governors are a problem to Nigerians not getting basic education. When I hear what him talk there, he said, look, according to the UBEB rule, UBEB, Universal Basic Education, say federal government is supposed to subsidize education, basic education, by 50%. And then the state governments will implement it. You understand? Make sure that their people are educated. He said, how many governors are doing it? Even the 50% where federal government is subsidized. Say even governors, they are not giving the, what do they call them? The free education or the subsidized education to their people. Say make Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, make them publish list of out of school children, state by state. The statistics. Make we know states that are in for educating their people. And the ones who don't swear say they no go ever educate their people. And now them they constitute these problems now. We will get inside this country. Adams, they make sense. They make sense. If they make sense, if they try, you talk truth there. You understand? Because these governors are our problem. Imagine that they subsidize education 50%, and still these governors, they go come and talk, say, they don't go feed do more, this one, that one. But when I get money to go buy, what they call bulletproof car, when I get money to build state of the art government house for on ourselves, according to what Adams Oshomole talk. But when I no get money to implement this 50% subsidy where federal government don't give Nigerians for basic education. Make una complete the remaining 50%. When I say una no get money. Now why people they out of school? Make I enter to the most important way I want to talk. Adams, so make I clear you now. Make I clear you now because I don't say this is not the bite on that. Woto. No be just illiteracy they cause our problem. Because you don't establish if I say illiteracy leads to poverty. But there are some literate people when they go to school in this country. There are people that went to school that are still poor because there are no opportunities. In fact, themselves, they create opportunity for themselves to survive as government no fit give them work. Then, government is now suffocating that mba, like this their work now where they don't create for themselves. Government is now frustrating it with its policies, with the useless policies where government they churn out. If they frustrate the businesses of these people who no get job to do, we just create business on their own. When our policies, they suffocate them and they can no longer be in business. And somebody that can no longer afford to be in business, what do you think the person will do? The person will commit to crime. So it is not all about illiteracy. It's about government stupid, useless, inconsiderate policies that are suffocating small and medium scale enterprises. Can go who now? That is one of the problems. In our you have established one, which is illiteracy. We'll teach, and we'll train our people, we'll educate our people. But still go back, go tell them for there. Say, policies of government are frustrating the small businesses where the poor people, they do. The poor educated people, they do. And now why? Kidnapping. Unknown men, unknown gunmen are in the system. They don't they kidnap and they go soon reach on a doorstep. And I know say, now why you carry this matter enter Senate? So that when I go to discuss them and save everybody. Una danger deal. Because when the poor are frustrated, they will transfer their frustration on the rich. I'll go see Una later.
Imagine a country where its citizens get to enjoy the road without this. Imagine a country where unprecedented fuel scarcity does not cause panic at the filling station. That is why Innocent Vehicles has embarked on manufacturing environmental-friendly gas-powered cars while still offering comfort, luxury, and doggedness for the African roads. Innocent Vehicles, the pride of African roads.